Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am here with a Temu and Goodwill haul today, and my channel is hauler time. I have a certain way I open these and sometimes I just forget, I guess. I don't know. I am working, so when I was at the Goodwill today, I got a box of Christmas lights, like a small box of Christmas lights, because my daughter Gabby got me a sign for this channel that I need to get some. I missed my opportunity to get some Christmas lights during the Christmas season. So when I saw them at the Goodwill, I picked them up, and I've got to figure out how to get them attached to, I'm probably going to need to use some command hooks, I guess. Something that, I don't know, something like these maybe, that like you don't need. Well, this is like missing the part that actually, I guess you do kind of need that part. The part that actually like attaches to the wall. Or maybe I could use these Temu clips. I like these. So I need to do something to wrap the lights around the back, and it does not have holes in it to put a string through to hang it. So then I need to attach some kind of, I've got the hook up there, so I need to attach something that it can hang. Well, I guess maybe I can use these also. These, okay. These are really good clips, you guys. These currently hold up the lighting I have in my bedroom where I created a jewelry wall that I've since taken the jewelry stuff down, but I left the lights up because I put a mirror up and then I put lights around, and this is what I used to put them on the wall and hold the lights up. And you stick the cord through here, and then it snaps into place, and you can, because they're so small, you could have them after every single light, you know, if you're worried about weight. But I need to have something like, would I use these to put the string through to then hang from that? Like, I don't want it to fall and break. So I need zip ties. I don't know. If you can think of a good, oh, here's some labels. Just random thoughts from my head. But if you can think of something that I could use to affix and hang it. I know somebody said one time like a plate holder, but I don't know if I could find one for the right size. And maybe there are ones that are expandable, but I don't know. So so I'm like getting closer to getting my official shop sign hung up, but yeah, so that was part of the Goodwill. But anyway, I've got 10 Temu items in this haul. I have told myself that I'm not going to spend any more money this month on anything. I really want to succeed at that, you guys. So I need to make content this month with things that I already have purchased and received. So henceforth, I've got more than 10 Temu items that I have not hauled on here yet, but I'm going to kind of restrict that and then supplement it with some other things. And I did create the second channel for my Junk for Goats channel to help supplement my Etsy shop. So that is at Junk for Goats is the handle that you would put in if you were searching. So please, if you are at all interested in crafting, craft hauls, I'm also going to be, do I tell you and then I'm on the hook for it, right? I get all these ideas and then I talk about them, and then it's almost like talking about them makes them fail for me. So sometimes then I want to keep things to myself and hope that I can actually accomplish it. But I shouldn't be like that. Like we're all trying new things, and the encouragement maybe would be helpful. So I turned on the channel, and you know me and Chat GPT. I need a name for my Chat GPT. What should I call it? If you have any name ideas, let me know. But I'm always talking to Chat GPT about my business goals. I've got my Etsy shop, I've got my whatnot shop, but I feel like I need to take those to the next level because I don't know if it's my lack of trust in God or if it's just everybody's talking about passive income streams these days. Not that an Etsy shop is by any means a passive income stream, because my Ko-Fi store kind of is, because that's where I sell my digitals. And once I've created the digitals and put them out there, then they're just there. I don't have to do anything. But an Etsy shop does take work. It takes work procuring the stuff. It takes work photographing or whatever you're going to do. And then it takes work listing it. And then, of course, if people buy the things, it takes work to ship it. So it's not passive, but I don't think I've really got the stuff you need for passive income streams. So yeah, so me and ChatGPT were talking, and I kid about this, but it's really not a bad thing, but that I have a soothing voice. I can put people to sleep. They just watch my videos and they can fall asleep. Now, so I was talking to ChatGPT about that, and I'm always buying books. So this weekend we happened to accidentally see a sign for the St. Louis Book Fair, which was this past weekend. And it was close to our church. So after church, we went over to this book sale, and it had started, I think, Thursday. And you guys, on Thursday, you have to have a ticket that you've paid $25 for to get into the event, and it's limited to like the first 200 people. And then I think there's a price maybe to get in on Friday and Saturday too, but it's like a lower price, and it's probably unlimited at that point. And then on Sunday from like 9 to 2, it's free to get in, and everything's half price, because by then it's all been picked over, and they're just trying to make it so that there's the least amount of possible things that they have to get out of there. Because it was at Queenie Park in the ice rink. And then after 2, they let the charitable businesses come in and just take whatever's left. So luckily, I was going at a time when there wasn't a lot of stuff to choose from, and I still ended up bringing home 2 huge boxes. So I'm talking to ChatGPT about my book buying fetish, and came to this idea that I could do book flip throughs, like ASMR book flip throughs on my other channel. Although I probably would do some on this channel too, just to have content still for this channel. But so if that is at all interesting to you, like if you like there will be some talking from me and then music in the background as I'm flipping through. So you might be able to hear pages flip, the typical ASMR kind of things. So yeah, so that is what I'm hoping to kind of get that started and do 100 days, my 100 days project as that. And it'll serve multiple purposes. For one, there's a lot of times where I'm trying to buy books online, and eBay is notorious for this. Etsy is a little bit better, but eBay is notorious for this, where they just put the cover of the book on there. So you have no idea if you want to buy the book or not, because I buy the book based on the pictures and stuff. So I don't know, is it real pictures? Is it illustrations? That kind of thing. So part of the effect of these videos would be that people would be able to see inside these books, and if they like them, maybe it would be a book that they look for in their thrift stores or online, because I'll have all the pertinent information. But and then another part is it'll be part marketing for my Etsy shop, because a lot of these books I will then be turning around and selling page by page. So some books I'll sell as the whole book, but a lot of these books that I get, I buy to rip up and have some for ephemera and some to sell. So there was a third reason why I thought this would be a good idea. Oh, relaxation. For my own personal relaxation, I am feeling so stressed out with work. There are so many extra things on my plate right now at work that are above the norm, that are acute kind of projects, meaning I've got to do them like once and they're done, but there's so many of them right now and it's stressing me out. And so I thought, well, shoot, if I created these videos, it'd be relaxing for me, and maybe other people would find it relaxing too. So anywho, if any of that interests you, or if you just want to be nice because you like me, please go over and subscribe to that channel. I'll have it listed in the description below also. But yeah, that's I know that a lot of viewers on this channel won't really care for that kind of content, which is why I'm going to go ahead and that's why I went ahead and turned on the channel for Junk for Goats. But I would appreciate the support, even if you subscribe and never watch a single video. That's still helpful. So anyway, let's get on to the Temu stuff. I'm not going to do prices because all of these things are sold out. They were all sent over from China. None of them were local warehouse. And after my last video where I found everything was sold out, I'm not even going to take the time to... Here, why do I keep talking with my hands? I'm not even going to take the time to look this stuff up. We're just going to decide, hey, either we like it or we don't, and oh well. I did, over the weekend, I was trying to put in an order for Temu, and because, okay, I like crafty things. You guys know that. That's all I seem to talk about. But Temu was a great source for crafty things. And I've lately been enjoying looking at people that have been buying sticker books and that kind of thing. And Temu has a ton of sticker books. And I was watching somebody on TikTok who was showing her Temu sticker haul. And she had a lot of things I hadn't seen before. And I thought I'd seen most of the crafty sticker books because I've bought a lot of them. But she bought some of the ones that on old Temu would have been more expensive. So anyway, what I was thinking is, well, surely if I find one of those that I really like, and if I go into that local shop, they would have other crafty things. And so I could easily put together a $30 order to get the free shipping from that shop, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, and I posted about this in my post section, but I found one of the sticker books and I was like, well, shoot, let me go see what it is on Amazon. And it was like 16 something local warehouse. So you got to figure, then you've also got to add the $3 if you can't find enough to get up to 30. But 16, let's say I do get free shipping, 16 and 5 to 7 day delivery. I mean, at least local warehouse does deliver quicker than from China directly. But I found it on Amazon for less than $9. So I think maybe these local warehouses are buying it from Amazon and then upcharging it to make some profit for themselves. In which case, no, I don't want to do that. But then it's also like, okay, well then I'm not going to buy the sticker book, because if I don't know what it is, but if I were going to buy it from Amazon, that's not as much fun as buying it from Temu. But I don't want to spend the extra price. So yeah, I don't know what to think. And in general, the things now from local warehouse are cheaper than the things, well, they're not even giving me the chance to buy stuff from China Direct anymore. So I don't know what I'm really saying, but a lot of the things in local warehouse are still cheap, even if you add in the $2.99. But where are they getting it from? Are they getting it from the same places as Amazon? Because at that point, I should just order from Amazon. But I think ultimately, Amazon and Temu were getting it from the same place. the source, the Chinese source, it's just Amazon was charging a little bit more than Temu was, right? Because Temu was trying to undercut. But yeah, I don't know. So I just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So I didn't order anything. And then I spent a bunch of money at the book fair. And so then I was like, I need to just stop buying things and take note of the things I already have and show you that stuff. And then I went out this morning after my doctor's appointment and bought some stuff at the Goodwill. But it's a process. All right, so the first thing, so Jason was jealous of me getting my 1975 stuff. And like I said, whenever you're on a 5-year anniversary of the current year, you can usually find clothes on Temu. So he found this one, vintage 1980 limited edition. And I really like this one too. This, I could have gotten this style for 1975 also. You can definitely get more for 75 right now than 80 just because 50 years is more important than 45. But I like this retro style. Now this is a fully cotton shirt, 100% cotton. It's a Gildan. And if you have any experience with, what do they call it? Direct printing t-shirts here in the States, this is like the best brand of t-shirt that the most popular, maybe not the best, but the most popular brand of t-shirt. So at least you're getting that if you're ordering from, well, so maybe this was from Local Warehouse. I don't know. Could you really get cotton things from China? Not very often. So I don't know. This might have been Local Warehouse, but I don't have a price for it. But I think I like that style. And it's a heavyweight cotton. And well, see, this is the thing. How much do I tell you when I can't give you any information on how to buy it? But I guess you could look for yourself if you see something. Like if I hold it up long enough, you could take a picture of it. All right, so that was one item. I'm filming this on Monday night because Tuesday night my daughter has a concert, and I was afraid that would mean that this would end up posting like at midnight. So I'm recording it Monday so that we can have a normal Temu Tuesday. Okay, this, I don't know if we've bought Oscar the Grouch or what. It says pink, white, gray. So anyway, the outside, this is maybe a 3D printable item. You can't really see the texture, but it's got the texture like a 3D printed, especially that right there. But that kind of texture is reminiscent of printed stuff. Aww. Okay, yes, it is definitely. Oh, it's a trash panda in the trash can. Aw, a pink, white, and gray trash panda. How did they get that name? Because they sort of look like panda bears with the black and white. I mean, I know why they're called trash, the trash part, because we have raccoons in our neighborhood here in the city, and they are constantly getting in our trash cans. That is really cute. But yeah, why aren't they called trash raccoons? Why are they called trash pandas? Because trash pandas is easier to say. So he just fits right in there. So that is cute. And this even, oh, so it's got a little handle. It just doesn't stay up. Okay, well, that's a little weird. I don't really understand that part, but that's cute. So I know you can still get printable 3D items, Local Warehouse. Well, A lot of this stuff you can probably get local warehouse. I am really needing to replace these shoes that I got from Temu. And of course, this particular one, before everything happened with Temu, this particular one was discontinued or something like that. And I got another pair that I showed you, but they ended up being too big. So, and I didn't act quickly enough to get a smaller pair of those before all the changes happened. So now I'm looking at like 16 to 20 bucks to get these replaced. And they're still, like, on the exterior, they are still fine. It's just that the insole, the tiny little thin insole has comes out now when I pull my foot out. And I could try to glue it back in, but I'm afraid I would goof and then I'd have like a bubble or something. And I know I could buy an insole like from Walmart, but I don't know if I could get one flat enough. Like, do they have just plain flat insoles? I feel like the ones that you get at Walmart are special because they're supposed to give you extra arch support and all that. And I don't want any of that. I just want a plain insole, because unfortunately when this insole comes out, you almost see the parts of the shoe, which I don't want to see or feel. I mean, it's like just thick enough that you can't feel all the, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but anyway. Okay, we got what looks like a Monsters Inc. set of collectibles. Oh, that's a bummer. I tore that bag, and this would have been a good one to reuse. I have so many things to tell you guys. Because some of you are going to be like reminding me that I talk too much. So I went to the dermatologist today for my hair loss appointment, because that had to be a separate appointment. I don't know why, but it had to be a separate appointment from my psoriasis rosacea appointment. And so we're in there, and she really wishes that I was through the change already, because there is different medication that she could put me on that she said would do really well for me, but they really aren't supposed to use it on women that are still having their cycle, as she put it. And I was like, well, I don't want to still be on my cycle, but obviously I want to be safe. So she's got me on like a different antibiotic for the skin stuff. But anyway, she ended up prescribing minoxidil for me. Well, a pill. She said the pill version works better than the topical, because it's pretty much right here, which is characteristic of female. I know it's male pattern baldness is also kind of in this area, but it's also female premenopausal baldness, I guess you could call it. And she said that people have good luck with the pills, but let's see, I'm hoping I understood this right, but it also sort of acts as a blood pressure medication. Apparently, and spironolactone is kind of the same way, if you're familiar with that one. So somehow somebody found out that if you were taking certain blood pressure medications, helped with your hair. Yeah, go figure. Why were they looking for that? I don't know. But anyway, so because I don't need blood pressure medication, I mean, she said it's like a super light dose, and she only wants me to take it every other day. So I'm, in essence, taking a half of a dose to start with. But 2 side effects. She said that Sully she said that it can cause water retention. So if I have a super salty meal, perhaps I will wake up with swollen ankles. And I'm like, well, thankfully, I've not had that problem. I used to have that problem a lot, especially at the end of pregnancy and after delivery. Oh my gosh, I would get it to where I couldn't even bend my foot at all. And so I was like walking like a penguin. So I know what that feels like. And on occasion when I was heavier, if I would be on a long car trip, the next day my ankles would have swollen because I wasn't getting enough circulation and stuff. But since I've lost weight, I really haven't noticed that problem. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. I don't think I eat a lot of salty things anymore because I'm like super sensitive to salt now for some reason, since COVID actually. So I don't know if that'll be a problem. But the other side effect is that it could increase the amount of peach fuzz. And I'm like, no, I'm trying. I'm also here for you to help me with that. so we'll have to watch it. But I did, okay, here's Boo. I did ask her then, okay, well, what do you recommend for the peach fuzz and stuff? Because I feel like removing it is not a problem. It's when it starts to grow back that my skin was like, I don't want to let some of these hairs back through, so I'm going to make it really angry. And she said dermaplaning is the best option. And of course, she was talking going into an actual place that does it. And I'm thinking, I can't afford, like, I'm not asking for a rich person's cure. Sorry, I'm noticing that my nose is getting super red while we're sitting here. And I was like, well, I have a dermaplaning, well, shoot, let's just clean up some other stuff. I have a dermaplaning from Michael Kors, and she's like, oh, well, that would work great. And I'm like, but I can't find it. I can only find the charger. I can't find the actual device. And she's like, well, when you find the device, use that. So she's like, oh, I hate it when I can't find stuff. And I'm like thinking, lady, you don't have any idea what it's like probably to lose stuff. Because I just have to imagine that all doctors have their stuff together and don't live like a pack rat, a sentimental pack rat who saves everything, collects everything. And for them losing something, they'd probably find it the next day kind of thing. They wouldn't have to completely empty out a whole entire room to find something. I'm like, whatever. I'm in no spend May, so I'm not going to just go and replace it because they're like over $100 on Amazon. But now I know that is the best option. And I was like, well, then what do I do if I'm using either the stick razor or that other one that I got on Temu that with like the little circle, you know, that goes around? Like, what do I do as the hair's growing back in and it's angry? Because the Sotyktu that I'm taking for my psoriasis also creates folliculitis. This is the problem with these drugs, right? They cause so many extra side effects. But she's like, well, I can give you a topical steroid. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I already have a topical steroid, but it's one that you're not supposed to put on your face. But she forgot to give it to me. And I forgot to ask before I left. So I need to call and say, were you going to give me a sample or were you going to prescribe something? And if it's clobetasol, I already have that, but I know you're not really supposed to use that on your face. But it is a topical steroid. So, okay, well, there's Mike Wazowski. So, yeah, I don't know. But the Sotyktu got denied, of course, again from my insurance company. But this dermatologist is filed an appeal. It may not go anywhere either, but she at least filed an appeal. So that's better than my last dermatologist. And they had immediately signed me up for this program called Tandem, and the Tandem people will work with they're like the go between the insurance and the pharmaceutical company. And so they had me sign some stuff so that I could get onto their coupon program. You know how some of those drugs have coupon programs if you can't get covered by your insurance. So I'm waiting for that to kick in. So they gave me 2 more months worth of samples in the office today, which is good. But you guys, my psoriasis that's not on my head is almost completely gone in less than a month. So I apparently am very sensitive or susceptible to those kind of medications to where they really do work. I mean, Humira worked for me pretty quickly too. And this is the same kind of thing. Oh, I can't remember what this guy's name is, but that one is probably my favorite. That is so cute. I love that. So a set of 4 Monsters Inc. collectibles. But yeah, and on my head, it's way better than it was. I think I can actually start wearing black t-shirts again, which is super exciting because there's so many good black t-shirts. So yeah, so I'm feeling much better. I'm so glad that I switched to a different dermatologist. Even though the first dermatologist, it wasn't very good, I finally did get the Sotyktu from him. But yeah, so I'm on my way to recovery, which is a good feeling. Okay, next we have got stickers and trendy, oh, it doesn't say that on that side, trendy stickers. It just says there's 45 pieces in here. I'm trying to tell if I recognize what this is. Well, is this supposed to be Marvel? Because we've got the Hulk. So do I recognize anybody else? I probably should. Oh, is this Samuel L. Jackson's character? Who had the blue cape? So I'm sure this is like a knockoff. Oh, this is probably Scarlet, what was her, Red Witch? Scarlet Witch? No, not Scarlet Witch. Her name is Scarlet. Scarlet. Black Witch? Yellow Witch? Oh, shit. So I've heard that the new Avengers movie is getting really good reviews, the one with all the kind of outcasts. And they're saying that it might actually save the Marvel franchise. Because, you know, after all the main characters from the original round of movies left, then it was kind of like you had a few people still kind of through things. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I haven't seen it yet. And we really like most of the TV shows that they've been doing in the same, like we watched Loki, 2 seasons of that, and it was really good. Jason and I just finished watching, we binge watched Severance season 2 over the weekend. We got a really good deal, like $2.99 a month for Apple TV for 3 months. So we're trying to catch up on all of our Apple show. I just showed you that page. Are these, they are different. Oh, well, here's Captain America. Is this Iron Man? Spider-Man. So they're kind of cartoony versions of, I don't know what you'd say. This looks like Wonder Woman. That's not the right. She's DC Comics, right? But that sure looks like her. She's got the wristbands. Oh yeah. So I guess it's both, because here you have, isn't this Aquaman? And he's DC Comics. Oh, and Superman. Okay, so it's both. It's just superhero stickers. 45 of them. Where did I put the bag for these? Okay, maybe that doesn't matter. So, as you can see, this episode is not really about Temu. It's about me and my life. And because I haven't been filming as much, I don't get to tell you all these things. So I have news about my mom. And okay, here's a pocket hug. We've seen these, but they're coming out with different versions. So we have Eeyore, pocket hug of Eeyore. And so with my mom, I can't even remember what I told you guys last, but we got connected finally with a home care company. And Dad picked out one that works with his long-term care insurance, which is really like an Aflac policy, if you know what those are. So it's not insurance per se, it's a reimbursement program. And so he picked this company out because it worked with that insurance deal. And one of the board members is the founder or is somehow related to Enterprise, the car company. And they do a lot of charitable work in the cities where they're located. And I don't know, is Enterprise a St. Louis based company? I don't know. But anyway, so that's why Dad picked them. And so one Friday afternoon, this woman came out to do a initial assessment. So I went over for that. And of course, my mom doesn't know and can't comprehend, can't remember. So there's not a whole lot of point in telling her what's going on, except we do because she's still a human and we just recognize she's not going to remember it. But, okay. But here we've got Jason's been buying rings. So we've got this one. Okay, this one, the tapering on the edges is not. He got one that it was kind of sharp, but this one's not. This one kind of reminds me of kind of a Japanese kind of theme. But they're butterflies. So, yeah, so that's cute. So, darn it, I forgot to bring the Dollar Tree thing down here again that I saw on TikTok, where you get this little glass drawer, not glass, plastic drawer, and you fill it with the those pink curlers to make your own ring box. If I ever remember to bring that down here, I will. But so got this ring. So anyway, the lady came over to do the assessment, and every so often my mom would be like, "Who are you talking about?" And Dad would be like, "Well, you." And he basically wanted someone that could come over once a week for about 4 hours, which they do. You can have as much or as little support as you want, but if you at least commit to 4-hour shifts, however many you want, but if it's at least a 4-hour shift, so like they would do even an hour or 2 hour, like if you need to run to the store, they would do that, come and, you know, sit while you did that. But if you committed to a 4-hour time block, then they could guarantee you would have the same person every week. And we thought that seemed like the best idea, even though it probably doesn't matter. I hate to say that, but it probably doesn't matter because the memory is mush. But in any event, just in case there's any kind of lingering memory or something, you know, maybe that would be helpful. And basically needing help for hygiene and, well, pretty much hygiene. That really is kind of the only thing that we don't have the skill set to help with, because it's not as easy as just saying, go take a shower, because, and the lady said that hygiene is one of the first things to go once you get to a certain stage, because we don't think about it this way because it's kind of muscle memory, But there are a lot of steps to taking a shower. There's turning on the light when you go in the room. There's taking off your clothes. There's turning on the water. There's getting it to the right temperature. There's making sure you have a towel. When you get in, it's like you got to wash your hair. You got to wash your body. You got to condition your hair. You know, there's all these different steps. And then, of course, getting out and getting dressed and everything. So that's one reason why that stops sooner than other things. And changing your clothes each day, because typically, especially women, have a fairly large closet full of clothes, and it's too many choices. So it's just easier to just wear your same clothes all the time. So we figured that they would have the skills needed. And this lady said in that initial appointment, she's like, well, you know, the way you combat the clothing issue is you take out 3 outfits out of the closet and then you just pick from those 3. I mean, like common sense kind of thing, but unless you're working in that world, you don't think about that. So anyway, we decided that it would be 4 hours a week. And there were a couple points where my mom was kind of belligerent, because when she thinks you're talking about her, she gets frustrated because she thinks we're lying, for one, because she doesn't remember. So things that we would say she does, she's like, no, I don't. And it's like, because she doesn't remember. So there was some belligerence there, not a lot, but she kept like trying to turn it on that, no, it's my dad that has that problem, which is also a very common reaction. And so as the lady was leaving, she was asking, after she had asked all her questions, she was asking if we had any questions. And I said, well, how will we know if we have a good fit with this person that's going to come? How will we know if it's not a good fit? Because it could be the worker. It really is a problem. Not that they hire bad workers, but you know what I mean. Personality wise, maybe they're not a good fit. Or because this will be a new thing for my mom, she may be belligerent. So how will we know? And she was like, well, the very first time, which ended up being this last week, she was going to come to make the introductions and stuff. But she's like, you know, as long as there aren't safety issues, try it for a few weeks. And unless you just get a really bad feeling about the worker yourself, let it go, let it go. So last Friday was the first visit, and I didn't go over because that would have been too many people in the mix. But at some point, Dad texted me and said, oh, we got the clothes changed. So they were able to change her clothes. Now, they didn't get the shower in, but, and I think I can't remember if I told you guys, they are not allowed to cut nails because so many older people are on blood pressure medication. And we did this to our kid, like our babies, when you're cutting babies' nails, you accidentally can clip the side of their nail and they could have a gusher, if they're on this kind of medication. So they can't do that. So I had asked, well, how do you deal with that? And they're like, well, we can take them to a salon or a foot doctor. And I'm thinking, I can't picture my mom going out, but maybe she would with a complete stranger. I don't know. This next item is pins. If we still care about what we're talking about here. This is from some kind of a cartoon. This almost looks like Jiminy Cricket. Like, is that Jiminy Cricket? I don't know. I'm sorry I'm not taking these out. I guess I'm so much more interested in talking. So anyway, didn't get a shower. I guess we'll see if they try that this next week. My dad was going to stay for the first 2 appointments just to see how everything goes, but then hopefully I'm hoping he goes out and does something. Okay, this is a dog. But yeah, so I think, oh, and then he said when this woman left, my mom gave her a big hug. So I think it went about as good as it could go. So is this the bad, what were those, what was that monster movie where they were all the bad monsters, but they ended up being the good guys? But they like, it was a bunch of old Hollywood guys that were doing the voices for it. I don't know if that's what this is from. Jason's pin sash is just about full, so I think he needs to stop with the pins or he's going to have to buy another sash. So, and then the only other thing with my mom is that my dad asked if we could get together either on Mother's Day or Memorial Day. And I selfishly want to make it Memorial Day and probably will. But we were at the Dollar Tree yesterday and Jason's like, do you want to get your mom a Mother's Day card while we're here? And I'm like, sure. But you guys, I'm looking at all the cards and I used to always get my mom funny cards, but I couldn't pick out any funny cards because she wouldn't get the joke. We got her a kind of funny card for her birthday, and she kind of, well, she doesn't get the joke anymore. So then she kind of was offended, but at the same time, wasn't even sure why she had the card because it hadn't been her birthday. So I'm not, so then I was looking at like the more sentimental cards that are like, Mom, thank you for this and that. But she doesn't think she's a mom. She doesn't think I'm a mom or that she's my mom. So I decided not to get a card. I didn't pick a card out, and I always give her a gift card, and I should probably still give my dad a gift card for her just because it's a free meal that he can order in. But I don't know. It feels wrong not to give her something for Mother's Day. But you guys, she literally, she got Easter cards in the mail from her sisters because my dad said she likes looking at cards, but the ones that are pointedly like happy birthday or happy something specific like Mother's Day would be, she gets so confused and then agitated because she doesn't know why she's got this. And one of the last cards that she does actually like, so, you know, there's no one set rule for everything, but my daughter Galia gave her a card for Christmas and she still has it in her pile, but it says Tanini because that's what my kids call her. And she's like, well, I don't know who this Nini person is, but it's a cute card. And it's like, okay. So I don't know. I've always been, this is where the selfish comes in. How do I word this? Because it's not about me, but I don't like I don't like my gifts being rejected, whether it's somebody regifting it later, unless I say, hey, if you don't like this, don't, you know, feel free to give this, you know, to somebody else. But things that I buy or make specifically for somebody, it's really hard for me to be rejected on that. And I have been on occasion, and this would be that. So yeah, so it's coming up this Sunday, and I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm going to feel like a heel if I don't go over and say Happy Mother's Day. But She didn't know what that is. So, so, and one of you, I think it was Roby, said, or maybe it was Pam, I don't know which one of it was like, you're a mom, go enjoy your Mother's Day because your kids want to see you have a happy Mother's Day. And I don't know, I guess I just feel the guilt. So, I don't know. It's a quandary. Okay, so next, okay, this was really cute. I did see, oh, there's two things here. Let me show you this first. This is another ring. This looks like, okay, this one I think is violets inside. He really likes these rings, you guys. And they must be stainless steel because they don't tarnish. So he really likes them. I don't know how many, I could keep saying that, but he really does like them. So if you have a man in your life, they might really like those rings too. Now this one is the cute thing, and my daughter Gabby could make this herself, but she doesn't want to make things if somebody asks her to make them unless she's getting paid for it, kind of thing. Like her friends have asked her to make things and she does because she sells it to them, unless it's like a birthday or something. But she made something similar to this, only not strawberries, for her van that hangs from the visor. Hers is way better. Like this one is lopsided. What's going on here? What's going on? It's like everything is set to come from this side, but we need to get some balance. But anyway, it's a cute crocheted flower pot. That is lopsided because I don't know the right way to hang it, but it's got the strawberries and the strawberry flowers and then the leaves and then the pot. So I don't know, I may have to actually ask Gabby to kind of fix this. Oh, it looks like the leaves are kind of tangled with one of the hangers. So anyway, they do have a lot of cute crocheted things on Temu. Guys, it's almost an hour and I haven't even shown you the 10 Temu things. And I still wanted to show you the other stuff too. But heaven forbid I make a long video. I don't like people calling me ridiculous. I don't think that lady watches my channel anymore, so that's fine by me. All right, next. Okay, late night book club. That's cute. This is a polyester, wait, is it? Maybe cotton. Does it have a tag? Does it have a seam? It has to have a seam somewhere, right? Is that a seam? No, it's a fold. Well, where is the seam? There has to be a seam, right? Is it in the back? Here's seams on the sleeves, but down here, there's a fold, but there's no seam. What am I missing? What am I missing that there is? How can they make it without a seam? Guys, I think I'm going crazy. How can it be that there's no seam down the length of the shirt somewhere? I'm looking at the... Have they somehow figured out how to sew two pieces of material together so that you can't see? You guys, there is no seam. How is that possible? Okay, well, I went around the entire base of the shirt and there was no seam. So there's no seam, there's no care tags. I think there used to be, but it was cut out whenever they did the magic of removing the seams. I don't know. I need a thumbnail. I'll be like, this is my no seam shirt? What? Which nobody will understand unless they actually watch this far. All right, well, it's a cute shirt. I don't understand. Am I in the Twilight Zone? Okay, that was it for the Temu. It didn't feel like 10 things because several things had multiple pieces, but maybe it was 10. I asked Jason to pull 10 things for me. I'm going to go ahead, if you don't mind, and show you still a couple of the things that maybe I won't show you everything I got from the Goodwill today, but I'm going to show you a few things. I picked up a couple of grab bags, and all I've done is take they tape them together. So I undid the tape, but I haven't looked inside. And this grab bag was $2.99. Green was the color for this week or today. So no sale items, but it was just a whole bag full of cards. But I did, so they had multiple ones of these, but I picked out this one in particular because it had this on the top. And that, right, I love this stuff. So let's see what we get. Nice. See, these, okay, well, these came from the Sierra Club. So reproductions of wildflower plates or flower plates. Oh, and there's several. There's 5. That one's pretty. Passion flower and spearmint. Huh. So, well, cool. I mean, well, no, this isn't worth $2.99 yet. Okay, and there were 5 envelopes to go with those. Where am I going to put this stuff? Up here? Okay. Next, I guess these are maybe just all, oh, okay, well, this is Braille books for blind children. So maybe all of these are from charitable organizations and they got these after making a donation. I don't know. So there's that. Happy anniversary, also from the Braille. Sweet baby boy to love. That's cute. Welcome to the world, baby girl. So maybe, okay, these are all from the Braille. So maybe it's like just a sampler card set. So there were 5 there and 5 colored envelopes. Okay, we're getting closer to, well, technically we've hit our value because it would have cost more than $2.99 to buy all those cards from the Dollar Tree. Okay, these are grouped together. So let's just take that off. All right, we've got advice from a butterfly, advice from a honeybee. Looks like they all have craft envelopes. Advice from a polar bear. Do these have anything on the inside? Oh. That's pretty. These are advice for life. myadviceforlife.com. This card is 100% replanted. New 18 to 24 inch seedling trees are planted for all paper used. All right. What else did I've already shown that. Advice from a glacier. Carve your own path, go slow, channel your strengths, smooth the way for others, keep moving forward, avoid meltdowns, be cool. So that's cute. And then advice from a sea turtle. Okay, I'm kind of liking this random pack. Okay, now these are paper clipped together. Oh, this is really pretty. Okay, so it's got that. It's got this really pretty embossed card. Valentine's card, and then, oh, Sacred Heart Southern Mission. That's where these cards are from, I guess. And then what was this? Oh, this has got this lady's name and address on it. So, okay. So there's one card. Then this is a really pretty embossed birthday card. What does it look like on the inside? Okay. And the envelope. See, I'm getting a lot of flowery stuff, which is great. And then we've got a pretty get well card. So that was a cute little set of 3. I mean, this right here is probably worth the price just because of the embossed thing. Okay, here we've got another set. Where are these from? IRC Donor Services. Well, wait. Okay. It says the IRC is honored to have received Charity Navigator's highest rating of 4 stars. But I don't know what IRC stands for. So maybe you guys do. So these are IRC. That's pretty. What are they anything on the inside? Okay, no, just plain on the inside. So that one. See, birds and flowers. Flowers, cherry blossoms. More flowers. More flowers. And these didn't have the donation place on the back. These were all plain. These are cool. IRC, thank you. Oh, yay. So some more of these. Are these the exact same set we just saw? Well, we saw that one. I think they are. So this must be another, like a duplicate set of the one I showed at the beginning. More, so these were the Sierra Club. And then some more. You guys, this was, I am so excited about this. $2.99 for all of these. Now, I think that Goodwill has kind of become a racket. So the fact that they still have, oh, so this was not quite the same since there's 2 of those. But I was finding things at the Dollar Tree today that were like 10, 11 bucks. I'm like, really? They weren't for, like, I expect to get like a power, like something with power for that price. Okay, now these were all connected with a clip. Environmental Defense Fund. Oh, server tip chart. 20 and 22%. I know tipping has become quite a boilerplate issue with how people feel about what tipping has turned into these days. So anyway, 2025 calendar. A bookmark, I guess. A notepad. We can rewrite the story of malnutrition. Doctors Without Borders. Okay, so this is kind of a mixed pad. Pardon the pun. Greetings. Oh, this is just a, there's no, it's just this page. Like there's no card. Oh, I love this. This is 2 tags you could punch out. There's a little hole here that you can punch out and separate these 2. I love that. I love those colors. Envelope. I don't know if these go with the specific cards we were just looking at. Okay, some watercolors. I don't know if Goodwill put this kit together or if it was donated to them this way. Oh my. See, the back of the card is missing on this one too, so I don't know where this is. Another envelope. Another envelope. And then there's also a Arbor Day calendar for 2025. And, oh, that's cool. Native American Rights Funds. It's a keychain. Look at that. That is awesome. I love that. Kind of a resin-coated keychain. That is cool. This keychain is our gift to you. Thank you for standing firm for justice. Oh, so it looks like it says use this pen to mark the checkbox of your donation amount. So it must have come with a pen too. Aw, I love that. So that was the first kit. Just dropped something. It wasn't the pin, was it? No. Or not the pin, the keychain. Okay, then the other kit was like a Valentine's Day. And this, admittedly, since I could see it, has a bunch of stuff in here that I don't want. And I will probably return to, not return, but redonate. But I saw these like pads in there. So, okay, coupons for Galentine coupons, Galentine vouchers. So there's 10 of them in here. I can't tell if they were, are any of these open already? No. Okay, let's see if I can pull this one off. Okay. 10 coupons for fun-filled Galentine ideas. Okay. Lunch date. I won't show them all, I guess, but they're actually really thick cardstock, so they could be used for a bunch of things. BFF brunch. Dessert. Mani-pedi. So those are cute. I don't have any Galentines to give them to, but I could definitely see people wanting to craft with these. So there were 3 of those. How much was this bag? This bag was also $2.99. Does it say like how much these retail for? Oh, these were $1. This looks like the kind of thing that maybe would be in the Target dollar section. Like it looks like that kind of thing. It doesn't say like Target on here anywhere, but who else would have a dollar section that would have something nice like that? Okay, then we've got, oh, this is probably like from the, it's got that same dollar on it. 20 count paper place cards. So those could be upcycled. 8 cards and 8 envelopes note card set with pink envelopes. So there were 2 of those. I should say we love this video. Oh, you can't see that very well. And people would be like, what time of year is this? We've got Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. That's exciting. All right, now, okay, these were also dollar items. I don't know, you guys. This says distributed by Gertex USA. Mirrors? Oh. Why, yes, indeed. Mirrors. Okay, well, actually, might be able to use these. Put that sticker back on. So there are somebody must have been, maybe they were planning a Galentine's Day event, and not everybody showed up, maybe? Okay, we've got 7. Well, if these were each $1, plus all those things were $1, we're up to what, 12 bucks so far? I don't know. Always trying to be funny. Self-love elixir. What are you supposed to put in here? It's empty. So, but I guess you can, what would you fill that with? Well, obviously self-love elixir. There were, oh, nope, this one's Cupid's Spell. And this one's Love Potion. So, okay, those are kind of cute. I mean, if nothing else, I kind of like them this side, and they were all different colors. So that's cute. Okay. I was thinking these would be the things that, well, and those other things, because I wasn't really sure what they were, that maybe I wouldn't be interested in, but that's actually not that bad. Oh, number 8. Oh, wait, did they all say something different? No, they all said love, right? Yeah, they all said love. So 8 handheld mirrors. Well, shoot, with a house full of girls, I can surely put that together. Oh, hotel room keys. Magical. I love that so much. I think it was, hey, everybody that went through a phase where she was getting a bunch of hotel-like keys. And I never bought any during that, but there's 3. Oh, I love those. Now I would, okay, don't really care about the magical part, but this would be fun to kind of upcycle or find well, this is not the right color for Howard Johnson, but, you know, find something, you know, like make your own hotel key. And then, yeah, all of these things have that $1 on them. but I don't know. This says Dolomite tea bag. So maybe it's just a, yeah, it's a tea bag spoon rest. Anybody recognize that label? Like, that doesn't look like Target to me. But I don't know where else would have stuff like that. Well, okay, well that seemed like a really good, I'm surprised that Goodwill had that for so cheap. And then I'm just going to go ahead and show you the rest of the things because they're all this kind of the same and it won't take me very long. So I'm always looking for flashcards and I really like these. They're matte, but it's like a finished matte on this side, and then this side is, there's no gloss or anything on that side. So a whole box of those. They appear to be in really good condition. But usually with these things, they're taped up so you can't really tell, but this one was not, so. But that was $302. But see what I mean? $302 for this compared to $299 for that. That bag of Valentine's Day goodness. Then I found, I've never seen these German flashcards. We've got verbs, grammar, conversation. Are any of these? Okay, this one's not taped. 1991. Looks like we've got like different sections. So I don't know. I mean, they just look like this. I guess this would be for practicing because, well, and back in 1991, they didn't have translators on phones and stuff. Nowadays, you, I guess, really wouldn't need this unless you were trying to quiz yourself or a friend. But anyway, it's just a whole, I thought this, people like getting things in ephemera packs that are different languages. So it seemed like a good idea. And it's a good size. So I'm assuming that these two would look the same since they're just, well, I guess this one's not taped either. Oh, this one was $286. And this one was $286. Which I thought was okay since it was a foreign language. Springfield, Ohio is where these come from. I don't know what part of the state that's in. Oh, so these go this direction. So, yep, I like those. And then these might be from the, it looks like they're from the same company. They're just different, oh, it's a different box. Get the words out, Amy, get the words out. Yeah, I understand why they have to tape these things closed, but I really hate it because I want the box to be in good shape. Okay, so these are, oh, these are actually cooler because these have, well, let me get one. These have some red print on them too. So I may put some of these up in my shop. So yeah. If you're interested in that, let me know and I'll put some up in the shop for sale. All right, then these are Chinese for $286. Okay, these are have colors. Let's see if I can just get. Oh, I like that. Okay, we have what, an apple? No, strawberry? Balloon, maybe? Like, I'd have to obviously get out my Google Translator to understand any of these, but there's purple, blue. I don't know if the colors mean anything. What do they look like on the back? Oh, they just are plain on the back, so there's no translation piece to this. So that's a little unfortunate, but really, I think these are just cool to look at. So again, I don't mind sharing some of these and can put them in my shop if anybody's interested in. I have so many things I need to list in my shop. I need to list them to get them back out of my house. And then I found this one, Bible characters. I think somebody I watch on YouTube that makes journals, I want to say it's Tracy Tries Journaling, that I bought the binder ring journal from. I think she had some, okay, this was $2.86. I think she had some Bible character cards. Oh, but these all have the same back like cards would have. Okay, we've got Cornelius, Benjamin, Boaz, Bezalel, Caleb, Cain. Okay, so Aaron. So we've got perhaps every named person. We've got Mary, sister of Martha, Mary, mother of Jesus, Mary Magdalene. They are all numbered up there. So, okay, there's a whole box of those. These also came out of Ohio. 1,000 clues and scripture references. And this is just set 1. So nice. If you're into, like, I feel like this would be a good one to have just in the car for a road trip. But anyway, so that is everything I brought down from the Goodwill. Oh, and let's just show all the things. I did get some eBay deliveries today. And these will show up in my shop, my Whatnot shop first, as part of my vintage swap cards. Well, I should just show them in here. So I got Eastern Bluebirds. These are Congress, but I love birds. Now, I did tell myself, or I did kind of get on myself after I got these, thinking, why did I order one that has 2 of the exact same cards? Like, I should be only ordering decks that are different. But since I'm going to be doing bird ephemera packs, I guess this will be a good one to use in those because I've got so many of them. And then this one, okay, I'm kind of upset with myself for getting this one too, but they are at least different. And I love a good barn, but I'm like, why did I get these? This isn't really my lane, but there's a lot of people out there that like farming and this kind of thing, and these are also Congress. So I ordered these. Maybe I got a really good price. I don't know what prices I paid for these things. Now this one is the nostalgic. I about died when I saw these. Chessie and Peak. So I didn't know about Peak, but did I tell you guys this? Chessie, I think I did. Or I dreamt it, or I was telling Jason about it. that somebody made me a yarn. What is it called when you paint with yarn? That's not how you say it, but it's not embroidery. It was yarn. I know you use, well, no, you use like embroidery floss for embroidery. This was actually yarn, but I had this picture, this yarn art, framed yarn art in my room probably until I went and left home for college, you guys. Chessie. Now, this is the Chessie system, which was, I think, a railroad system. I don't know. I should really probably look it up. But Chessie and Peak, like I said, I'd never heard of Peak. But you guys, when I saw this, I was like, I almost said, I don't care what it costs. I want it. Now, on eBay, you should always favorite things that you're interested in and then wait and see if the seller offers you a deal, or don't hesitate to make your own offer, because most of the buy it now things say buy it now for this price or best offer. So I don't ever just buy something for what the original list price is. And I've had sellers come back to me with 50% off. So you don't know how long it's been listed on, that they've had it listed, that they're thinking, I just want to get rid of this. So I don't know. I'm not saying that about this set, because this one, I think, I mean, I still got a deal, but this one I would have been willing to pay probably whatever they were originally asking. But I love that. Now, I don't know like what kind of cards these are, because the Ace of Spades, I don't think the Ace of Spades had anything specific. So if anybody knows like who made jokers like this, can I even find the Ace of Spades? Although I like when they come pre-shuffled. Yeah, the Ace of Spades didn't have anything. I like when they come pre-shuffled, because that way when I'm selling them, I don't have to shuffle them. But a lot of people, when they're selling cards, put them in order so you know you got them all. So anyway, this, I should make this my thumbnail, because this is so precious to me. All right, well, let's conclude with some nostalgic TV trivia and see how we do. All right. In what city is WKRP located? Lloyd Bridges was Mike Nelson in what scuba diving adventure series? Name the planet ruled by Emperor Ming on Flash Gordon. In what country did Whiplash take place? Who played Mingo on the Daniel Boone TV series? What was the parking lot attendant's name on 77 Sunset Strip? Name the theme song of the Helen Reddy Show. Martin Mull played 2 characters on Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Name them. Oy vey, this is a hard card. In what city is WKRP located? Well, I should be shot if I don't know this, because this is Cincinnati, where I was born. So, and everybody remembers the great frozen turkey debacle on WKRP, where they were dropping frozen turkeys out of the helicopter. Lloyd Bridges was Mike Nelson in what scuba diving adventure series? That doesn't ring a bell at all. Like, I can't even pull something out that I might have heard in passing. Scuba diving. I keep wanting to say Rin Tin Tin, but that was what, a cop and a dog, right? Scuba diving adventure series. I don't know. Name the planet ruled by Emperor Ming on Flash Gordon. Well, I have no idea about that either. In what country did Whiplash take place? Well, I don't even know what that is either, so let's just say Mexico. Who played Mingo on the Daniel Boone TV series? No clue. What was the parking lot attendant's name on 77 Sunset Strip? I'm going to say Ted. Name the theme song of the Helen Reddy show. The Helen Reddy theme song. We've learned on here, if you don't know and if it's about a certain person, you just say it was that person. Martin Mull played 2 characters on Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Well, was it like Bob Hartman, Bob Hartman? I never watched that show either. But the lady that played Mary Hartman, she had those great cheeks, right? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. That's funny. Because the answers for the opposite card are on, at the bottom of this, and one of the answers is Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Okay. In what city is WKRP located? It is Cincinnati. Lloyd Bridges was Mike Nelson in what scuba diving adventure series? Sea Hunt. I only remember him from the airplane movies. Name the planet ruled by Emperor Ming on Flash Gordon. Mongo. Okay. In what country did Whiplash take place? Oh man, it was Australia. Who played Mingo on the Daniel Boone TV series? Ed Ames. Okay, well, I didn't even know if Mingo was a girl or a boy. What was the parking lot attendant's name on 77 Sunset Strip? Please be Ted something. Kooky. Okay, whatever. Name the theme song of the Helen Reddy show. I Am Woman. Okay. And then Martin Mull played 2 characters on Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Barth and Garth Gimble. It seems like that's probably a funny show. I should watch that at some point on MeTV or something. I don't know if it's on MeTV, but so I got what, 1? Is that how horrible I did on that card? I got Cincinnati. Yep, so all right. Well, I want to say thank you to all of my members, my subscribers, my viewers, my commenters. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And definitely consider giving me a charity subscribe over on @Junk4Goats. I want to be able to reach people over there with some slightly different content than we see on here. And so that should be fun and upcoming soon. And I will be back. I owe you a thrifty video for Thursday. So somewhere along the lines of what I'm doing with that thrifted haul stuff, we did the stuff I'm keeping to harvest. So we need to maybe look at the stuff that I'm going to sell. All right, but it is going to be a busy week for me with work because I've got some deadlines and too many of them for the time frame that I have. So I don't know. I don't want to make any promises, but just keep watching. Click the bell if you haven't already. That way, whenever I post something new, you'll see it. And thank you so much for supporting this hour and 35-minute video. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you letting me talk about my life and my family life, and especially stuff with my mom. It's helpful to talk to people about that. So thank you. I appreciate all that you do. And I don't know where I would be if I didn't have this channel. I would be, I think, depressed. Did I tell you guys that I was on depression medicine before I started up this channel? And once I started up this channel, I wasn't depressed anymore. So that is the contribution that you have made to my life. So thank you. And with that, I will say, wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.